Run the globe, following my dream. Finna get it, we don't know the fee.
How y'all doing? The Rick here with MTMV Sports, y'all. We are here at the Dream versus the Mystics game. I think it's going to be a good one. But this is, the Following My Atlanta Dream podcast. And we're here today with Mr. Wilton Jackson, one of the most, eloquent dudes, right, that you'll hear in sports media today. Very, very crisp with his questions. Very, very creative when it's time to speak to different players. I love following his career. I'm very, very grateful that you're here with us today, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Ernest. I'm glad to be here, man. We're here for another game. It's gonna be a good one too. They're playing the Mystics, and it's they're coming off a big win on Friday. So another chance for them to get a big win today.
So look, I've seen this team kind of go through ups and downs throughout the course of the season, right?
Yep.
And we've been here the whole time, right?
Yep.
When you're looking at this team, what has excited you the most about this team, and what's been the most frustrating?
I think the most frustrating is those opportunities where they're in leads and then they get to like the third or fourth quarter, especially more so like the latter part of the third quarter sometimes, or going into the fourth quarter, and they shut down, or they have these moments where they get lapses where once the ball was moving like really, really good, and Coach Smesko talks about it all the time in the press conferences after the game. You can't just essentially play 30 minutes of a game and think you won the game. I mean, in the WNBA, it's hard to compete against these teams and think that you're going to maintain those leads. You still have to continue to do the things that you did to help you get those leads, right? You got to have the ball movement. You got to play good defense. You got to get back, in transition. Now, I think sometimes they have lapses doing that, but I think what excites me the most is when all of them are playing well together, including the bench. Like, we just got through talking about it. Like, of course, you have a Ryan Howard, you have a Brittany Griner, you have a Brionna Jones, you have a Jordin Canada, Allisha Gray. All of them are having phenomenal seasons, of course. But it's the Naz Hillmans of the world. How many times have we talked about what Naz Hillman has done for this team?
Amen.
Or Nia Coffey, what she's done for this team. And you think about, like, even Tahina Powell. You know what I mean? So these are players that, when they all put it together, the bench in conjunction with the starters, this is a scary, scary team.
So look, of all the people who you've mentioned from the bench squad, right?
Yeah.
And I think they call themselves the bench mob,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
So we've seen Naz Hillman, we've seen Tahina Powell. Of that group, who of that group gets you the most excited whenever they touch the floor?
Oh, absolutely Naz Hillman, without question. When
Really?
Naz touches the floor, and I'll say this. The crowd, obviously you know this because you've been here too. When Pow checks in, it gets extremely crazy.
Yeah.
But when Naz is on that court and she's behind that three-point line, it's like everybody's like, okay, Naz is taking the three-pointer. 9 times out of 10, that shot might go in now.
Yeah,
Versus like in her first 3 seasons where she took 6 attempts from beyond the arc, and it was like, okay, she wasn't a three-point shooter. She has really cultivated that area of her game, and when she steps on the court, and it's not even just three-point shooting. Like when she gets rebounds, and not only when she gets rebounds, it's the timeliness of those rebounds, not just defensive rebounds. They're critical offensive rebounds that she may be able to get assists from. So she's always in the right place at the right time, making plays for the team to succeed.
She's been the most exciting to me,
Absolutely.
right? Like whenever she touches the floor, she's been one of the most exciting. And she's been really good on my fantasy team too. I'm just going to put that out there.
That's too.
You know what I'm saying?
Add Naz to your fantasy team.
She's been really good. Now, I'm watching as this team grows up, right? And we're starting to see them gel, mix together.
Yeah.
They brought in a new player, right?
Yeah.
Now, as you look at the overall roster, at what point are we going to see something from Taylor? Because I feel like Taylor's game was what we saw last time.
Yeah.
You saw Taylor come in, she scored, I think she scored, 3 points in that game?
3 points, yep.
And people got really, really excited.
Exactly.
You heard the place went crazy.
Right.
When do we see more from her?
I think with Taylor, it's one of those situations where the opportunities that she gets, she has to maximize those. And essentially, while she's coming off the bench and she doesn't get as much opportunity and run time because of some other players and what their contributions have been for this team, she's been limited. But I think that the more that she takes advantage of the opportunities, even if it looks like 5 or 6 minutes or 7 minutes, it's not always about the points you make. Taylor, obviously, we know that she can defend. Sometimes it might be a fact that she needs to essentially stop a potential player on the opposing team on defense. And so I think that if she's doing that and she's maximizing on her opportunities, I think she'll be fine.
I think she'll be fine too. I want to see more from her.
Yeah.
She surprised me a lot with her length on the block. When she got a block, she came down, she scored.
Yeah.
That really surprised me a lot. Look, I want people to know how they can follow you and find you right on social media. Talk to the people about where they can follow and find you.
So they can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. On Twitter, it's going to be Wilton Reports. On Instagram, it's going to be Wilton Reports _. So I'm trying to build up on TikTok too, and it's going to be Wilton Reports there, or you just type in Wilton Jackson, you can find me there. And so I do some work for the AJC, and I also do some covering for the Dream for the Knicks hoops.
So last question, right? I'm looking at this overall team. We've seen a big turnaround.
Yep.
We've seen a change in this team.
Yep.
Who is the most responsible, in your opinion, right, for that change and for the new Dream that we're seeing this season?
You know what? I don't even want to mention a player. I'm going to start with the coach, the head man in charge, Coach Smesko.
Okay.
I think that a lot of these players had these talents, and it goes to show you that when you have the right coach and the right system, players can thrive. One thing you remember when they hired Coach Smesko, and even once he was hired as coach, he said he already had the majority of the players that he felt like that he needed for his system to thrive. And if you think about that, look at what Allisha Gray's doing.
Yep.
She's been the same Allisha Gray, but she's been able to thrive more because the system fits more for her game. Look at Ryan Howard, same thing. Jordin Canada. This is a coach Smesko who pushed the pace at Florida Gulf Coast. He's doing the same thing with Atlanta. Of course, different players, different personnel a little bit because it's professional basketball, it's the WNBA. But I think that you're seeing some of those same nuances that he carried in his game or in his coaching at FGCU, and it's just playing out with the Dream and with the players that he has.
Yo, Naz Hillman was cold to start the last game, but she kept shooting.
Yep.
Are we at that point now where Naz, you know how they say shoot or shoot?
Yeah.
That didn't apply to Naz before.
Yeah.
Does that apply to Naz now?
That applies to her for sure. Like I think the scouting report will begin from opposing teams. I think you're gonna have to start adding that, hey, if Naz is behind the 3-point line, specifically from a wing or at the top of the key, because that's where she takes a lot of those threes, you better put a hand on her face, because if not, that's 3 points automatically.
Automatic. Yo, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time, brother.
Thanks for having me, Ernest.
Yes, sir.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.